dance that goes on around Valentine's Day on Saturday. But now, of course, that has come, that is gone. It might be time to start searching for better relationships in your life. Sort of a rethink of sorts. Relationship expert Kimberly Moffat is here in the studio with me to talk a little bit about post-Valentine's Day breakups. And, you know, is this a common time for folks to break up? I guess it is, because they think about their relationship and maybe they find it wanting.
Exactly, Todd. So I think with any holiday like Christmas, New Year's, and Valentine's Day, the holidays are an opportunity for us to kind of evaluate the state of our relationships. So if things are going well, it kind of propels them forward. We get closer. But if things aren't going so well, relationships can kind of come to a screeching halt.
There's no good time for a breakup, but they are a part of life. You mentioned Christmas, you know, New Year's, anniversaries, birthdays, Valentine's Day. Those are tough times to break up, but in fact, they often are the catalysts because there's so much expectation and pressure.
Oh, exactly. And I think that they can really show us how we're feeling inside. Like if we're about to go for that Valentine's Day dinner and we just don't feel lovey-dovey towards that person, or if they completely mess up by not getting us a card and we realize that this is just not a fit for us. I think it kind of opens our eyes in terms of what the relationship really is.
So those are some of the warning signs.
Yeah, I think some of the warning signs as well could also be the way you feel about the relationship. So sometimes people start thinking about what their life would be like without that person or even thing in their life. And they start to do research, maybe talking to friends about other options and really maybe even going on Pinterest and looking at pictures of other guys or other hairstyles or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So they're kind of getting in that frame of mind where they're getting ready to break up with that thing. And then finally, I think after they've gone through that emotional process, they feel a sense of relief after breaking up.
Let's talk about single people who are not in relationships but might be thinking about, and you just touched on it, breaking up with something in their life.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really important for singles and people in relationships to kind of do a life cleanse. And that's great around this time of year because we're going into the spring. So I recommend starting in your closet, going in there, taking out everything that's not working for you because you know you're not going to wear it anyway. Let's be real. Go into your bathroom, what's working for you there. 70% of millennial women say they'd consider breaking up with their birth control pill and going to an IUS instead. So it's kind of a health-related thing that people are doing to better themselves. And finally, I'd say go into your fridge. Take out everything that's not working for you in there. For me, I have to break up with caffeine this year, so that's something I'm going to be breaking up with this spring moving forward. And I think the key is we're breaking up with things to kind of feel better about our lives and know that we're only bringing the best with us.
I broke up with Sugar last year. That was a really tough breakup, let me tell you.
That would be really tough.
So there are tips, though. You got to stick to your guns, whatever you're doing, whether it's a person or a thing. You can't backtrack.
Yeah, I think sticking to your guns is important. And when we're dealing with a person, oftentimes when we're breaking up, that person will try to convince us that they are right for us or that this is, you know, we're making a mistake by breaking up with them. But if you've gone through all of the emotional stages and warning signs like we talked about, I think it's really important to stick to your guns and know that what you're doing is the right thing, because getting back in a relationship and trying it for another 6 months probably isn't going to work out.
You're on a speaking tour.
I'm on a speaking tour. We just started it this past Thursday at Ryerson University, and we're visiting 5 more campuses across Canada. It's called Breakup and Move, and it's for millennial women to break up with the things in their life that aren't working for them. So if you're interested in joining us for any of the appearances or learning more, you can visit breakupandmove.ca.
Breakupandmove.ca. Thanks so much for this, Kimberly.
Thanks,
Great
Todd.
to have you on.
Nice to see you.
Well, if you are considering ending a relationship, join us tomorrow. We're going to share ways to bounce back after a breakup.